Weight loss jabs, what every woman over 50 needs to know before starting Ozempic or Mounjaro. Introduction. Weight loss jabs like Ozempic, Wegovy, and Mounjaro have been making big headlines. Celebrities like Sharon Osbourne, Elon Musk, and Oprah Winfrey have openly shared their experiences. A recent survey found that 1 in 10 women in the UK are now using one of these medications. And yes, they can work. But are they the magic fix they're made out to be? Well, that depends on your starting point, your health status, what you do alongside them, and what you'll do after you stop taking them. Pro tips. Treat weight loss jabs as a tool, not a cure. They work best alongside real lifestyle change, not instead of it. Prioritize protein, fiber, and strength training. These protect your muscle, your metabolism, and your long-term results. Test for insulin resistance early. It's often the root cause of middle life weight gain, even when blood sugar looks normal. Stabilizing insulin and blood sugar is the key to long-term weight management. Feed your gut. Fermented and prebiotic foods help your body make and use its own GLP-1 naturally. Key takeaways for weight loss jabs. Weight loss jabs can be effective, but they're not a magic fix long-term. Side effects can be significant, including digestive symptoms, muscle loss, nutrient deficiencies, and mental health risks. Weight regain. Most people regain up to 2/3 of the weight within a year of stopping weight loss jabs. Improve diet and lifestyle. It's essential while taking any weight loss jab and especially after you stop taking it. Prioritize protein. Aim for 1.2 to 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight daily to minimize muscle loss. Strength train regularly, at least 3 times a week, to retain lean mass and metabolic function. Track body composition using body composition scales that estimate your fat, muscle, water, and visceral fats. And work with a health professional who understands both the pharmacology, nutrition, and lifestyle strategies necessary for long-term success. So are you the yo-yo dieter? If you spent decades swinging between diets and weight gain, your metabolism, appetite hormones, and mindset may be exhausted. Are you the woman whose weight is taking over her life? When extra weight stops you enjoying active holidays or climbing the stairs, sleeping well, or playing with grandchildren. It's more than a number, it's a barrier. Are you the woman with medical red flags? So if you've been told you're pre-diabetic, insulin resistant, or at risk of stroke, weight loss jabs could be more than a convenience. They might be a short-term tool in preventing more serious illness. If this is you, then read on to find out more. Be informed. I hope this blog helps. What to know before starting Ozempic or Mounjaro. Originally developed to help manage type 2 diabetes, these medications are now widely used for weight loss. But, and it's a big but, these medications don't address the many and varied underlying causes of weight gain. What do weight loss jabs do? There are currently 6 GLP-1 medications available in the UK, which are self-administered by an injection under the skin. The commonest you may have heard of are semaglutide, with brand names Ozempic and Wegovy, and tirzepatide, Mounjaro. These medicines copy natural hormones from your gut that help manage blood sugar and appetite. Put simply, they help you feel full sooner, for longer, so that you eat less, and that's how they support weight loss. Your GP may consider you for these drugs if you're struggling with weight and meet specific criteria. To be medically considered, you need to have a BMI of 30 or more, or 27 if you have a weight-related condition like high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, or type 2 diabetes. How effective are weight loss jabs? The table below shows Ozempic gives an approximate weight loss of 10 to 15%. Wegovy is slightly more than Ozempic. And Mounjaro can give up to 20% in 18 months because it targets both GLP-1 and GIP for stronger effects. It seems impressive, right? But here's the catch. Most people regain 2/3 of the weight within a year of stopping. These medications only work while you take them, and they don't fix the root cause if your eating habits are the cause. The cost of weight loss jabs in the UK. The table below shows Ozempic is £150 to £200 for a private prescription monthly, and that is available on the NHS for diabetes only. Wegovy approximate monthly cost privately is £195 to £300, available via private clinics, and Mounjaro costs monthly £215 to £300 plus. Prices obviously may vary by provider and dose. The NHS access is limited to high-risk groups under specialist care. A quote from David A. Kessler, an American pediatrician, attorney, author, and administrator, both academic and governmental, explains in his new book, Diet, Drugs, and Dopamine, The New Science of Achieving a Healthy Weight. He says, losing weight is a process of treating addiction. It's not lousy willpower making us fat. It's the powerful effect of ultra-processed foods on our biology. So, is it safe for women over 50? The short answer is it depends. These medications were originally designed for people where the health risks of doing nothing are significant. For women in their 50s who are already struggling with insulin resistance, prediabetes, or obesity-related health issues, they can be a life-changing tool, helping to reduce blood sugar, appetite, inflammation, and even cardiovascular risk. But if your health is good and your main concern is stubborn midlife weight gain, there are important risks you need to understand. Number 1, side effects to watch for. Most common side effects include digestive symptoms, nausea, vomiting, constipation, diarrhea, heartburn, burping, loss of appetite, and intestinal obstructions, bloating or delayed stomach emptying, gallbladder issues, including gallstones or inflammation of the gallbladder, headaches, dizziness, tiredness, and drowsiness, skin reactions, rashes, itches, swelling, or injection site changes, hair loss or excessive sweating, heart rhythm issues like a fast heart rate or delayed heart signals, that's rare, pancreatitis, rare but serious, seek urgent help if you have more severe upper abdominal pain, nausea, or vomiting. Unpleasant digestive symptoms are common, especially initially or when increasing the dose. Number 2, nutrient deficiencies. Eating significantly less often means you're not getting the nutrients your body needs each day. These can be essential fats, essential proteins, vitamins and minerals, fiber and phytonutrients. For me, this is one of the most significant factors to consider and one that you can ask your nutritional therapist to help you with. On a long-term basis, it's not okay to just take a multivitamin and hope that that covers all you need. It doesn't. Long-term nutrient deficiencies are damaging to the body. Over time, these nutritional gaps can lead to serious consequences. I'll list a few here, but this list is not exhaustive. B12 deficiency can cause irreversible nerve damage, balance problems, and memory loss. Magnesium deficiency is linked to muscle cramps, poor sleep, and heart rhythm disturbances. Omega-3 deficiency can increase inflammation and worsen mood, joint pain, and brain health. Iron deficiency can leave you exhausted, breathless, and prone to hair loss. Zinc deficiency weakens immunity, slows recovery from illness, makes you more susceptible to infections, and delays healing. And of course, protein deficiency. You risk losing muscle mass, slowing recovery, and weakening bones. Real food provides nutrients in their natural context. It's called the food matrix. This means vitamins and minerals come bundled with the fiber, the healthy fats, the plant compounds and cofactors that help your body absorb and use them properly. For example, iron from spinach or lentils is absorbed more effectively when eaten with vitamin C-rich foods like peppers or lemon juice. Omega-3 fats from oily fish are delivered alongside selenium, B12 and protein, making them more bioavailable than isolated supplements. When you rely on a multivitamin or a few pills while barely eating, you're missing the synergy of nutrients working together. Your body doesn't just need nutrients, it needs them in balance, in context, and in forms it can use. Supplements can fill short-term gaps, but they don't make up for the richness and variety of real food, especially when your intake is already restricted by appetite-suppressing medication. Number 3, muscle loss. That's the big one. Without enough protein and resistance training, you could end up lighter but weaker. So you need to be doing resistance training. I would suggest under professional guidance to maintain your muscle mass. Up to 40% of weight loss on semaglutide is muscle, not fat. And this really matters because loss of muscle reduces energy production, weakens the immune system, increases the risk of respiratory problems, reduces metabolic health, and increases the risk of falls and fracture. Without enough protein and resistance training, you could end up lighter but weaker. So you need to be doing this resistance training, and I would suggest under the guidance of professional help. Number 4, use with caution. These are still new medications, so we don't yet know their full risk profile. Most studies, like the STEP trials, have only been for 1 to 2 years. Therefore, we don't fully understand the long-term risks, nor do we know what happens when people stop taking the drugs long-term. So consider with caution. Have a thorough discussion with your GP if you have had pancreatitis, have reduced kidney function, have liver problems, or have a history of thyroid cancer or diabetic eye disease. Number 5, important drug interactions. Some medications may interfere with GLP-1 jabs or increase risks. Oral contraceptives may affect how well the pill works. Beta blockers can hide signs of too low blood sugar. Paracetamol, the absorption may be slower if it's taken around the same time as the injection. Warfarin. General oral medications should be taken at least 1 hour before or 4 hours after the injection. Diabetic drugs, you must consult your GP. Drugs that increase GLP-1 effects are alcohol, anabolic steroids, and testosterone. And drugs that reduce GLP-1 effects are corticosteroids, certain diuretics, estrogen and progestogens. So never take weight loss jabs if you're taking other prescription medications without first discussing with your GP. Additional benefits. New research suggests that these drugs may offer extra benefits, reducing heart attack and stroke risk, supporting liver health, reducing inflammation, and possibly even lowering dementia risk. One of the most influential trials to date, the SELECT study, published in the New England Journal of Medicine 2023, followed over 17,000 people with obesity but no diabetes. It found that those taking semaglutide, Ozempic and Wegovy, had a 20% lower risk of major cardiovascular events, including heart attacks, strokes, and cardiovascular death, compared to those on a placebo. What's especially interesting is that these benefits appeared before significant weight loss, suggesting that GLP-1 medications may reduce inflammation and improve blood vessel health directly, not just by reducing fat mass. Still, the evidence is evolving and long-term safety is not fully known. As a nutritionist, I believe it's not about ruling them out. It's about being informed. These medications are tools, not cures. They should support, not replace, your healthy lifestyle. Is there a natural Ozempic? How to boost GLP-1 without the jab? Yes, your body makes its own GLP-1, and you can support this process naturally through the right foods and habits. Here's how. Eat protein and fiber every meal. Protein-rich foods like eggs, fish, chicken, tofu, and legumes directly stimulate GLP-1 release from your gut. So add fiber, especially from vegetables, whole grains, beans, nuts, and seeds. Fiber slows digestion, improves fullness, and supports blood sugar balance. This combination helps your gut release more GLP-1 and makes it work more effectively. Include healthy fats to control appetite. Fats like olive oil, avocado, and nuts don't just help you feel satisfied, they also support hormone production, including GLP-1. Plus, they reduce the post-meal blood sugar spike, helping your natural appetite-regulating system work better. Add fermented foods to support your microbiome. Fermented foods like kefir, live yogurt, sauerkraut, kimchi, and kombucha feed your gut with beneficial bacteria. These microbes produce short-chain fatty acids like butyrate, which stimulate GLP-1 release. A healthier gut also means better GLP-1 signaling, so the hormone also does its job more effectively. Eat prebiotic-rich veg to feed the good bugs. So foods like onions, leeks, garlic, and less ripe bananas contain prebiotic fibers, which are the favorite fuel of your gut bacteria. When your microbiome breaks these down, it creates compounds that trigger GLP-1 production. So a strong microbiome equals stronger or better blood sugar control and better appetite regulation. Enjoy gut-friendly polyphenols. Dark chocolate, 85% plus, green tea, berries, and deeply colored veg are rich in polyphenols. Polyphenols are plant compounds that nourish your gut lining and promote the growth of GLP-1 supporting bacteria. They also help calm appetite and reduce inflammation, both of which support natural hormone balance. Strength training 2 to 3 times a week. Lifting weights or using resistance bands helps build muscle, which improves insulin sensitivity and blood sugar control. Both are closely linked to GLP-1 function. Strength training may also directly increase GLP-1 release after exercise, helping regulate appetite and metabolism more effectively. Brisk walking or gentle movements after meal. A 10 to 20-minute walk after eating can help flatten the blood sugar spike and encourage your body to produce more GLP-1. Post-meal movement also supports digestion and reduces cravings later in the day. A simple 20-minute walk is a small habit with a big impact. Chew slowly and eat mindfully. GLP-1 is released as food reaches your small intestine, but that takes time. So eating slowly gives your gut time to register fullness, helping you avoid overeating. Mindful eating also improves digestion and hormone signaling, making your natural GLP-1 more effective. If you want help improving your diet while on or off weight loss jabs, see how I can support you by my Metabolic Health Clinic. The infographic describes how excess fat takes you through to insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. So when you eat more than your body needs and move too little, excess sugar from your diet gets converted into fat. This fat is stored throughout the body, including inside vital organs like the liver and pancreas. Excess fat in the liver leads to overproduction of glucose from the liver, and excess fat is passed to the pancreas. Fat in the pancreas damages its insulin-producing cells, making them malfunction. So you don't have to look overweight to be at risk. Even someone with a healthy BMI can have internal fat that crosses the internal fat threshold. You may have a higher waist circumference, you may feel more tired and thirsty, and urinate more in the night. Find out, test your insulin resistance. Insulin resistance, a high score of which is an early warning sign, so make those changes now. Why test for insulin resistance before you decide? Insulin resistance is often the root cause behind weight gain, especially around the middle, and why it's so hard to shift. It means your cells are no longer responding properly to insulin, so your body has to produce more of it. This creates fat storage, blood sugar cravings, mood swings, and energy dips. You might not know that you have it, especially if your GP only runs a standard HbA1c blood test. This HbA1c blood test shows your average blood sugar over 3 months. It doesn't detect high insulin levels that often come years earlier. So the sooner you know you might have insulin resistance, the better. And that's where a test comes in. And it usually looks at fasting blood sugar, so how much sugar is in your blood after not eating, and a fasting insulin level, how much insulin your body is making to manage that sugar. If your body is producing a lot of insulin to keep your blood sugar normal, it's a sign of insulin resistance. This test is a simple blood test. You can have it done at home via a mobile nurse or visit a nearby clinic. I organise these for my clients regularly via my Metabolic Health Clinic. If you'd like help organising one, get in touch with me directly. It's one of the most powerful tests for midlife women. Conclusion. Weight loss jabs can help, but habits do the heavy lifting long term. There is no shame in needing support, but medication isn't magic. To protect your metabolism, muscle mass, and eating habits for the long term, you still need a foundation built on how you eat, what you eat, how you move, sleep, and handle stress. Before you decide, ask yourself, have I checked my insulin resistance to understand what's really going on? Am I putting the right building blocks in place to support my long-term health? And could I use nutrition alongside medication or even instead of it and still get results? If you're curious about any of that, let's talk. Thank you.